The wife of the prime minister officially indicted for fraud and for breach of trust. The crux of this case is that prosecutors say she falsely charged taxpayers about $100,000 for improperly ordering very expensive meals to the prime minister's residence. Back with me in studio is our diplomatic correspondent, Mike Wagenheim. Mike, this is breaking news. First of all, tell us what you know about the charges and really the charge of fraud. I mean, what kind of penalty realistically could we be looking at for the prime minister's wife? Could she be headed to jail over this?
If it comes to that, yes, jail is a possibility. I think this gets settled in the end. This was a matter of wills between the attorney general and Sara Netanyahu. The case goes back to meals that were ordered to the prime minister's residence. And the prime minister's residence has a full-time cook. When the cook is there, the cook takes care of the meals. When he's not, when he's off, holidays, off hours, whatever, then you can order. What happens was the Sara Netanyahu ordered meals while the cook was on duty. That's the allegation, and then falsified documents that showed that the cook was off duty, and that's where the charges of fraud and breach of trust come in.
But you mentioned that maybe there is this looming possibility of jail time if it gets to that point. Why couldn't it get to that point? Sara Netanyahu has refused to admit any guilt, refused to reimburse even one shekel, 1 penny, to the state at this point.
That's not true. Here's what it came down to in the negotiations. About $114,000 was what the attorney general alleged was overcharged. He was willing to settle for around $50,000 and an admission of guilt. Sara Netanyahu's lawyers countered with about $14,000 that they were willing to pay and no admission of criminal liability. So they could not close about $36,000 worth of damages. I think in the end, if Sara Netanyahu is presented with the option of either going to prison or paying about another $36,000, she will. But I don't think the attorney general now will settle for $50,000. I think now he has all the leverage and he's going to say, you know what, just because you put me through all this trouble, you're going to pay the full amount and you're going to admit responsibility.
I mean, that's obviously a big possibility for prosecutors. What's the next step? I mean, as we speak, the indictment has just been filed. Where do things go from here in the short term?
In the short term, I think there's going to be a meeting between Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit and Sara Netanyahu's lawyers. I think, in my opinion, this is going to get worked out in the next couple of weeks. Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, already is dealing with a number of corruption allegations and investigations against him. He does not want this dominating the news cycle day after day after day. At his urging, I believe this will be taken care of and taken care of quickly.
Pardon the pun, he already has enough on his plate.
Yeah.
He doesn't need one more thing.
But I'm done.
All right, breaking news, important story.